Hey, good morning, everyone. Rob LaFond here. I wanted to make a video about a day I had here in Colombia. I would listen to the end because it has an interesting story about being out in Colombia and negotiating with locals and just things that happen here. But I want to start it off with I had a relaxing day on Saturday morning. I was just chilling and I did some exercise and then relaxed a little bit, watched some movies. I watched some Rocky movies. I like that to get me pumped up. I watched one Rocky Balboa, and when he talks to his son, I love that part. That's the speech with his son. It's great. Anyways, I had this appointment to go get look at the hair transplant looked at. It was funny because the place, first of all, they sent me information. They said send me photos. We'll give you a quote. So I sent the photos of everything, and then they gave me a quote: 11 million pesos, 500. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'll come in. I was like, okay. They sent me like kind of like the address, a photo, of stuff, and I was like, can you just send me like a Google link, and so I can how to get there. And then they don't respond. So it's just funny in Colombia. It's like they don't. It's like help me get to your business so we can do business together. Like I don't know. I just think that's funny. Like they're making thousands of dollars, and like I'm trying to like just be like make it easy for me to get there. Just send me like a Google link. You're a business, and they didn't respond. Blah blah blah. I looked it up. I found out where it was. La Canica, Medellín, and Poblado, and I got there. But I just thought that was funny, and they sent me this quote. But then I went and did the appointment, and the quote was off by like a lot. He got in there. He's like, no, that's actually like 18 million. I'm like, how did you get a quote from 11? It's like that's almost double. He's like, oh, you discount for like 15.5. I'm like, that was like kind of dishonest. Like you made a bad quote to get me in there, and then once you're in there, you like tell me all this different stuff. I didn't like that. I felt like it was dishonest. It's like you tell someone, send them photos of your car. You're like, this is the condition it's in, and they give you like a quote to paint it, and they're like, it costs $2,000, and then you get there like actually it's $4,000, and I get like it can be like a little difference. Oh, I noticed a little bit more rust or something else, but it's like 30-40% difference. It's like, how did you make such a bad quote? Like, how would I trust you to do my hair if like your quotes are off by like 30-40%? It doesn't make any sense. Like, how can I trust you now? And it just, I don't know. I felt like deceived. Anyway, so that happened. And then I was on my way to go play basketball with my friend, Andrew. And I had all my gear, my basketball stuff on. And I had asked him, I was like, hey, you got everything? Like, you got the ball? I'm going to go play a court near him and in Sabaneta. And he's like, yeah. There's like, normally no one there. I got the basketball, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm just going to come down with my basketball shorts and my gear and, ready to play. He's like, yeah. I was like, cool. I get there. We're cool. We're chilling. He's like, his ball is like totally deflated. I'm like, bro, like, how you know play basketball on a deflated ball? He's like, it's not that bad. I'm like, it's bad, bro. You drop the ball and it just falls. It doesn't bounce. Like, we can't play. I don't want to play basketball with a deflated ball. Like, it's not even good to shoot. He's like, it's not that bad. I'm like, bro, we need to find a pump or like whatever. It's like not, I don't know. I just don't really want to play basketball with a deflated ball. And so, first of all, I was like, maybe the gym next door or someone neighbor has a pump. But it's always, these things are really difficult, especially in Colombia. Like in the States, you go to a gas station, they have all the little extra tools. Here they never have like extra stuff. Like, you think a lot of people play soccer, they'd have a pump because at the stations they have an air pump, but they never have that little extra piece. Went to a gym. The gym is like, we don't have it. I'm like, can you actually look? I'm like, what is a gymnasium? And they have all the other balls and things like that. I'm like, how do you pump them up? They're like, oh, we use like a different thing. I'm like, what? Like, how do you a gymnasium don't have a pump? It's like a carpenter. You don't have like a hammer. It's like those are the basic things. Gym, like you get like those are the extra accessories that you just have as a gym. Like, no. But anyways, so they didn't. After we made them look, they found out they didn't have it. So I was like, okay. Andrew figures out I can order one on Rappi, which is a delivery service. And I was like, we'll have to wait. I'm like, bro, deliver it to the court. Let's walk to the court and deliver the thing there. He's like, okay. So we walk as it's being delivered. We stopped at a couple stores. They didn't have it. Gas station didn't have it. And finally we get to the court, the basketball court. And I know it's like the World Cup time. There's a lot of football going on, but the whole thing, they have games of soccer. They have games of soccer in the soccer field, but then also in the basketball court. And it's like, dude, I guess we're not supposed to play basketball today because we get to the basketball court and they're playing soccer. And I'm like, damn. But I'm looking at the coach there. I'm like, he must have a pump. So then I go over there. We pump up the ball. I wish I had clips of all this. I wasn't thinking. I just I don't know. It was a funny situation, but on retrospect, a few things happened. I'm like, I wish I made videos of that. I do have a couple clips, so I'll share those. But so so then I get to the coach. He actually does have a pump. When it's like no one had a pump, and then finally this one coach did. I'm like, how can everyone playing all these games of soccer not have a pump? It's ridiculous. But this one guy had it, and we pumped up the basketball. It was like way deflated. It took me like 10 minutes to pump it up. And then, but the pump was already getting delivered. So like, we're going to go to another court that's nearby. So we have the basketball finally. And like, this is like an hour and a half in to this adventure after I had already arrived, which was 30 minutes away from where I was. Like, so I was like, I had gone all the way down south to play basketball with my friend. And we get to the other court and there's not a game going on, but there's a bunch of like, I don't want to say like, they're like barrio guys, just like neighborhood kids, kind of gangsterish, like tattoos, like big cross tattooed here, and they're like not playing like an official game, but they're just kicking goals back and forth, like 4 people at a time. And I get there and I'm like, bro, this is not looking good. The pump had to be delivered. We had the ball inflated, and I was like, I don't think we're meant to play basketball today. The second court we came to, they're playing football in Colombia. It's not gonna work out. And then he's like, we're sitting there. He's like, well, let's talk to him. He was like, okay. And then he was like, well, if anyone's going to talk to him, you have better Spanish. I'm like, you want me to go up to these gangster kids and ask them if we can take the court? And so I was like, oh man. I was like, all right, I'll do it. And I went up to them like, hey, what's up? Everyone in Spanish, obviously. How's everyone doing? They're like, good, good, good. And I just said like very kind of diplomatically, I'm like, hey, look, I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to bother you. We came here to play basketball. It's a basketball court, but at the same time, I know you all were here first. But if there's any possibility that we could share the court, and you guys play on one half, we play on the other half, it would be greatly appreciated because we came all the way here to play basketball. And they're actually very nice, and this shows how like far friendliness goes in Colombia and just being like formal with people and speaking to them with respect, because I wasn't kicking them out of the court, just saying is it possible that we could share it. And they were actually very cool about it, like, you know what, actually we're finishing up, we're not going to be that much longer, like 5-10 more minutes, and they're like, you can have the court. And they were super nice about it, actually. So it's kind of funny. So I actually got them to agree to like share the court with us, and they're actually going to leave. And so and then they were playing, and then actually they had a moment where they were all just on one side anyways. They were finishing the part, but then we just started to shoot around it again. And then they were kind of like, oh, you know what, no, we're done, it's cool. We were there, and we had our water balls, which kind of nice ones, and well, my friends more than mine, Andrew's, and the new pump, which is in a box. And they were sitting there in the corner. We had the stuff right next to them, and they kind of had the gut next to it. And we were playing games, like short games, but we could tell they were like inching over to like take the stuff, which is funny because they're super nice, but then they're like probably thinking about robbing us, because I didn't even notice, but I got thirsty. Andrew was like, I think they're looking at our stuff. He's like, oh my God. And when I went over there, like one of them had like their hand pretty much on his water bottle, but hadn't even noticed. And I just went over there and I go, oh, I was like, are you thirsty? You need water? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay. I was like, because I was actually offering him my water. I had a big jug of water. And he was just like, realized that he was like looking very suspicious. Anyways, it was funny. And we had another a friend of Andrew's there, and actually like, can you come sit next to the stuff while we play basketball, because we can't keep our eyes on the stuff. And she took it to the side and actually watched the stuff for us. But I thought it was just funny, the whole experience. And it's just, I'm proud of myself for my level of Spanish and being diplomatic, be able to talk to people from different areas too. It shows like persistence. Like everything was saying like, we're not going to play basketball today, but we kept on going. It was like, we were calling it like, whatever. It was like Lord of the Rings, or it was like, because it was like, first we needed to get the ball pumped, and then we needed to get, it was like certain different levels. I don't know that whole story, but Andrew was joking around. It's like the final part with the gangster kids. That was like Mordor. Like, I don't know the whole story because I didn't pay attention to all that. But it was just funny what we had to go through to actually just play basketball in Colombia, and we actually made it happen. The people agreed to give us the court, and we got the ball pump. We had a pump delivered. It went through like various stages. So it was like persistence. and also negotiating skills of just being like, no, I'm gonna keep on going after what I want to do. I came down here to play basketball. I want to play basketball. So that's my short story. I know it's a little bit different than most of my videos, but I just thought it was an interesting experience. I'm gonna show a little clip of us playing basketball just so you know, like, hey, they were there. Because I did the clip afterwards of us playing and the guys in the background, but I wanted to show like when I actually talked to them. I could have had Andrew like make a video because there's a moment like it was like white man can't jump moment, like this foreigner guy coming over and trying to talk these guys out of their court. But it actually worked, and I wish we had that recorded. We didn't. It was just a moment that happened spontaneously. But that's the story. I hope you all enjoy it. Maybe you get something out of it. And I want to start making different types of content. That's just not just, Medellín, cost of living, and all this different stuff that everyone else does. I want to have, different types of content. So if you have ideas for content, things you want me to talk about, let me know. And if you have comments below, please follow the channel, help it grow. I want to get to 5K followers by the end of the year. That's my goal. So please subscribe. If you like this content, please subscribe. Help me get to that goal. And make comments, make the comment, let's be active and proactive and share content and have discussions about different things that come up. I really appreciate you. I'm feeling healthy today. Follow us on LaFond Social. My personal is Rob LaFond, and available for consulting, for video production work, to help people with locations. I've even been asked to do some tours, which I'm open to because I know a lot of the city, and I can help people get acquainted with Medellín. Maybe a day going out, getting a little tour, learning some new areas, learning how things work. It's a lot of value there. So yeah, keep subscribing, keep following, keep watching, and I love you all. Rob LaFond signing off from the city of Eternal Spring. Ciao for now.
What's up, everybody? My name is Miguel Cruz. I met up with Rob LaFond because I had some business questions about what is it like to open a business here. And from watching his YouTube videos, I've seen he's got a lot of experience with business out here. And so I got a lot of my questions answered by booking a consultation with him. We sat down, had a good time. And then that also led to him shooting my music video out here in Tres Cruces, out in the mountains. And it's been a great time shooting with him, but also I picked up a lot of value from that consultation. So if you're thinking about getting a reasonably priced consultation, definitely book with Mr. Rob LaFond.